Hello everyone, this is Mohammed Ali. I am a real estate consultant based in Dubai. Thank you for watching this video and thank you for being on the channel. It's 27th of September 2023. Sitting on my desk. The market in Dubai is hot as ever. Emaar has launched a new phase in its community called the Valley today. The new phase is called Nima. It's going up on sale tomorrow. Generally we would have said from tomorrow, but we're quite sure that it's going to be sold out tomorrow anyways. So tomorrow, 28th of September, is going to be the day for Nima's sales. Now, as you might have gathered from the title of the video, we're going to be discussing the Valley. I don't want this video to be circled around the new phase only. I just want it to be a more candid, overall macro level discussion about what the community has to offer and where we are headed in terms of investment opportunities in and around this community. So let's just get into it. So before even discussing this community, I want you to understand why are we even discussing it, because there are tons of launches happening in Dubai every week, every month now. So why discuss this particular one? And there are a few reasons for that. Number one, the developer, Emaar. See, no one makes communities like Emaar does. Being a master developer of a community is a significant job. Emaar has proven time and again, all the way back from Emirates Living up until Dubai Hills now, their recent success. No one knows the art of developing communities like Emaar does. And the Valley happens to be their newest community, although it has been they have been selling phases for it since 2019 now, but still it's relatively new in terms of Emaar's overall scope. So yes, Emaar being a master developer of a newer community, relatively new community, is a huge deal, and I think that merits a lot of discussion, because when Emaar builds a community, you are sort of looking at investments of 15-20 years down the line. It's not a easy flip, short-term easy flip model. It's riding with the master developer for the long haul. So Emaar being the master developer of the community merits a lot of discussion on it. Number two, the product itself. See, the market in Dubai for townhouses and single family units, villas, semi-detached villas, is still growing, and I think it is continue to grow for a very long time, because you need to understand there is only a very small chunk of the market right now that is captured by the single family units, townhouses, villas, semi-detached villas. Close to 7% of the overall supply in the market right now is for these kind of units, and the rest are obviously apartments. So this market for townhouses, the demand for it, I don't see it getting satiated for a very long time. Number three obviously has to do with Vision 2040. This is the long term, the next 15 years vision for the Dubai government, and everything we see in Dubai happening at a macro level, at a governmental level, is happening around it. This will come into discussion a little more when we address the location aspect of the Valley, which happens to be a lot of concern for some potential investors as well. But for those who do understand it and do understand the strategic importance of where the valley is located, they would be able to appreciate how in sync it is with the government's vision overall in the long run. So the Valley, as I said earlier, when Emaar builds a community, the sort of facilities, the amenities that they give you, it develops an entire lifestyle around it. So the sort of quality of amenities and the versatility of amenities that Emaar's communities offer, they are not really found in any other developers' communities. Although those developers and their communities have their respective values as well, and they hold their values over time too. But Emaar's clientele has sort of developed and grown over time, owing to the art of developing communities and the sort of quality that their master community brings to the table. So for example, in the Valley we have the beach, the Golden Beach. The Emaar is developing an artificial beach Then they have the sports village. I think it's one of the largest sports village Dubai will have to offer once it's completed. There are going to be paddle courts, basketball courts, football fields, and whatnot. Then you have the kids' play areas as well. A lot of stuff to do. This is the most important point of the presentation, I would say, the location of it. The valley's location has been a discussion of debate since the very time it was launched. And for the people who have been able to understand and can see where it can potentially lead to, they do appreciate the value of the product as well. But a lot of people are still confused. So let's get into it and let's try to address where the valley is situated. So you see, the valley right now, I'm not gonna go into the usual hashtags of 15-20 minutes away from downtown, 20 minutes away from Marina and stuff. See, the valley is not close to the center of the city. You need to understand it. But no other townhouse community is also close to the center of the city, except for a few, the very high-end ones. The valley is currently, I would say, 25 minutes away from downtown, 25-30 minutes drive away from downtown. So you see, there is one highway that is connecting the downtown, the city centers, all the major hotspots of the city to the valley, and that is Ain Road. So this is where you see the Vision 2040 comes in. Dubai's government is targeting to increase, almost doubling Dubai's population in the years to come. We're at 3.5 million right now. We're expected to grow to about 5.5 million in 15 to 20 years. And if that happens, connectivity will obviously have to increase with it in order for the mobility to not be an issue for that large number of a population. So Dubai Al Ain Highway was in line with Vision 2040 and it was completed about a year ago. And you see, the valley happens to be one of the only communities, freehold communities along Dubai Al Ain Road, actually on Dubai Al Ain Road at the moment, and it happens to be an Emaar community. So this is a huge deal. Now, if we look at the satellite imagery of the city at the moment, you see the areas that you see over here, these close to Sharjah, Nahda, Dubai, Karama, Dera side, the downtown itself, all of these are very densely populated areas. And it is only rational to assume that once the city grows, the population of the city grows, they're all going to head southwards. And in the south, where we have seen major sort of developments in terms of townhouse and villa communities happen over the past few years, is the area that you see encircled over here. This is where your Damak Lagoons is coming up. This is where your Damak Hills already is. Tilal Al Gaf, communities like Modus City are also established there. But the problem is there are thousands of units that are going to come up in that particular part in a very short period of time. So you will have Damak Lagoons deliveries starting from one year from now. There are like multiple clusters there, thousands of units in total that's going to come up. Then you have smaller communities like Talal Agaf, Paradise City, and then obviously Damak itself also continues to grow. So there are thousands of units that is going to spring up over there. And even right now, if you happen to travel in peak hours, the traffic there is getting quite bad. This is where the city moved initially in terms of expanding southwards, and then now we have the next major hotspot going to develop over here. This is where, as I said, the valley is. The valley happens to be the first project by a renowned developer over here, a master community developed by Emaar, right over here, right on Al Ain Road. This entire plot of land is also owned by Emaar. We might also see some communities coming up over here by Dubai Properties as well, but let's not get into that at the moment. So you see, there is a 6-lane highway connecting you to the center of the city. Not only that, as the city expands, obviously the center of the city also tends to change from one hotspot to another. And Dubai Creek Harbour, as we know, many have termed it the new downtown of Dubai. So that also happens to be quite accessible from the valley. So of now, and this is continue to be like this for years to come, because Dubai government has built the infrastructure, the Ain Road, the 6-lane highway, keeping in mind how the population is gonna grow and how and where it's going to eventually go to settle to. So I see a lot of people moving from these densely populated areas into communities like the valley. Dubai Silicon Oasis, another very densely populated, very popular community right now, is there on Al Ain Road, and the problem there is that it's not a freehold community. So currently, a lot of people are living there. They tend to prefer to rent, obviously. So when a community like the valley opens up, it provides an opportunity for people like the residents of Dubai Silicon Oasis at the moment as well to move to buy in the valley. Now moving on to the project itself. So this is the master plan of the valley. A lot of clusters have been already launched. Nima happens to be, as I can, if I can read the master plan correctly, it happens to be the third last cluster to launch in the community. I think then there are another 2 clusters that are going to come up. So Nima is there. This is, by the way, how the valley looks right now, the satellite image. I think Eden is almost completing up. Then we see signs of Nara and Talia as well. The construction there also seems to be on track at the moment. This is what Nima looks like in terms of its own cluster map. There are around 500 units, 500 plus units, 3 and 4 bedroom townhouses. There is this water feature, this river going throughout the community. Obviously, the units that are on the river are going to be more valuable as well. Then you have these renders. They were recently released by Emaar. This is how the river is going to look like, flowing from within the community. This is again the Golden Beach. This is how the houses are going to look from external view. This is what you can expect in clusters in the valley now. So for example, Nima offers 2 sorts of themes as when it comes to the external facade and internal finishing of the units, Kana and Cedar. So a major part that I have to discuss in terms of Nima is a change that I have seen Emaar make. So what Emaar has done is, if you study the floor plans now for Nima, they happen to be quite different from the earlier phases that we've seen. Emaar has increased the size by a lot, considerably. The units, the 3 bedroom units that you see now are starting from somewhere around 2,230 square feet. In the past, we have seen units as small as 1,800 as well, in some cases less than 1,800 square feet as well. What that hints is that Emaar is making a strategic move towards developing a product that is more centered towards end users. Because you see, as I said earlier, when people move from areas such as Silicon Oasis, such as areas in Sharjah, Nahda, Karama as well, the people there are used to bigger layouts, larger layouts. So if you want to make a product that is not only investor centric, that can cater to the larger end user population as well, then obviously floor plans play a phenomenal make or break role. So I really appreciate what they've done with the floor plans now. I'm not going to go into the detail of every floor plan because there are many of them. So just to give you an idea, this is what a 4 bedroom townhouse looks like in Nima now. It's going to look like in Nima now. There's a bedroom on the ground floor as well, 3 bedrooms on the upper floor. But the sizes are just phenomenal now. I mean, 2,683. These are some of the biggest layouts that you would find in any Emaar community for a townhouse. The plot sizes, for example, for a 4 bedroom are somewhere close to 3,100 square feet on average. These sizes are bigger than what you find in communities like Al Furjan, which is known for its sizes, and in some communities in Motor City as well. So this is quite a change on a strategic level that I think Emaar has done, making the overall product much more capable for end users as well, and at the same time for investors who would be buying with the mindset of flipping at the time of the handover. I think their product is going to be preferred now than the products that we've seen in earlier phases. So Nima, I think this is a strategic change that Emaar has done with Nima, but it's going to continue into the next phases as well. So the next two phases are also going to be the ones to look out for. So this is, again, just to give you an idea, this is what an average size looks like. That for the 3-bedroom, I think an average built-up area is 2,344. For a 4-bedroom, it's slightly bigger than that. Plot sizes are, like as I said earlier, plot sizes are really something to appreciate. 2,000 square feet, close to 2,000 square feet for a 3-bedroom, and 3,200 square feet for a 4-bedroom townhouse on average. Now, the pricing is obviously, again, something that has been a point of discussion ever since Emaar released the initial teasers for the project last week. See, 2.1 million might sound like a higher price point, starting price point for a lot of people. Because initially when Eden was launched, I think the starting prices for 3-bedroom townhouses used to be close to 1.2, 1.15 as well in some cases. But that was a different market, different time, different product as well, which cannot be, it would just be unfair to compare this Nima launch and the launches that will come in future as well to the clusters that we've seen in the past. What you should be focused on from an investor's point of view as well as an end user point of view is the price per square foot that you are paying. Emaar is selling these at around 900 dirhams per square feet, 920, 930 dirhams per square feet. And this price point, I think, is very justifiable, keeping in mind that you're buying something in an Emaar community, and by the time that your product now is ready for handover, the community will have established, will have developed by then, the amenities will be there, probably areas around it will have developed now. So what you're buying into is you're buying a stake in the future Emaar community at this price point, and I think 900 dirhams per square foot is quite justifiable even if you see what's being going on in the secondary market. So you see, people are reselling their units in Eden, in Nara, these are in Talia, these are obviously some of the earlier phases at 934, 900 dirhams per square foot. So you see, the secondary market is already there at the price point that Emaar is selling at, and we know this for a fact that developers actually tend to sell at a higher price point than what we can find in the secondary market. So as you can see, the price point is already touching, actually going above 900 dirhams per square foot on average. If you see the transactions here, then I think 900 dirhams per square foot for a primary market product where you just have to pay 20% initially, and then you carry on with the payment plan. I think it makes a lot of sense, because with the future launches, Emaar is obviously going to keep increasing the price. So this was a quick roundup of the market around the valley. As I said, I think the valley has a lot of potential. Emaar community at this price point is simply very hard to find. The price point in Arabian Ranches, for example, is close to 1400 dirhams per square foot now. In Dubai Hills, it's another story. It's almost double than what you are getting at the Valley 4. So location is again something we will address in another video, maybe at a more lengthy level, when we take into account the ideas behind Vision 2040 in much more detail. But I think the Valley is a very sound product. One thing that I would suggest you keep into mind is this is now not a product where you can aim to flip in about 6 months or 1 year time, make a significant amount of profit, then get out. Because you see, since Emaar has increased the sizes, the ticket price has also increased. Now the minimum ticket price is 2.1, and we have come from around 1.2 back in the day to 2.1 now for a starting price. If you are buying something with a mindset of being able to flip it in 6 months, 8 months, 10 months time, then probably it's not for you, because you are already paying a certain amount, let's say 2.1 million, and for an end user to be able to pay higher than that, the community needs to be there, the product needs to be ready to move in, for example, or close to move in. So whoever is buying, the investors who are investing in it, I think it's a phenomenal product, but you have to invest with the mindset that you're going to stick with it for the next 2-3 years to come, so that you're able to enjoy the upward trend in the market as well. And as we wait and as your handover comes closer, the community will be there. The community is going to look much more greener. the water features will be there, the common areas will have developed, and all of these factors are going to make your product much more acceptable to an end user, where you can flip it or even rent it out. You will have to wait for the product to reach its potential that it has to offer. And I think with the Valley, you can completely trust Emaar to deliver a community that will meet the standards of, let's say, Dubai Hills that we are seeing right now. And when that happens, and when we see the population, as we've discussed, start moving southwards into areas closer to Ain Road or on Ain Road, I think where the price is eventually going to settle is anybody's guess. We can discuss some numbers in detail in future videos, but for now, this is going to be it. Thank you very much for being on the video. Our channel is relatively new, so please subscribe, like, and comment for any feedback that you have, any questions that you have, or any other points that you want us to discuss in future videos. Thank you.